Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to get familiar with one of the digital painting applications that can be installed on both mobile phones and tablets. This video is purely an introduction to the software interface, how it works, and its tools. We're not going to do any painting or actual tutorials in this video. We enter the app and, as you can see, at the top of the screen there's a toolbar that includes the main options of the software. We'll start from the first option. When we want to start a new project, we tap on New Sketch, and this page appears. As you can see, there's a vertical rectangle in the center of the screen. By tapping on it, you can choose whether your canvas will be portrait or landscape. Below the rectangle, you can enter your desired pixel dimensions, but before doing that, you need to tap the lock icon in the middle to unlock it. After you're done, tap it again to lock it. Next, tap the middle icon to open a new panel. We select the first option, Fill, which includes 4 options. The first option from the left is Solid Fill. Solid Fill, which is simple background filling. Just choose your desired color from the color palette. I'll select one and tap anywhere on the canvas to fill it completely. The next option is Linear Fill, which is basically a gradient. You can use multiple colors to fill your background vertically or horizontally. On the gradient line, there are 3 circles, and by selecting each one, you can change its color. Next option is Gradient Fill Radial, which creates a radial gradient from the center of a circle outward or vice versa. We go back to the first menu and select Guides. This option includes rulers that you can use for drawing straight lines or curved lines. I select one of the rulers, randomly choose a brush and a color, and draw along the ruler. The app automatically matches the stroke to the edge of the ruler, allowing you to create very clean lines easily. These rulers are only visual guides, and once you're done, they disappear automatically. I tap Back to clear the lines we drew and move on to the next option called Symmetry. This tool creates an axis so you can draw symmetrically. It also offers multiple axis options, allowing you to draw on one side while the design is automatically mirrored on other sides. This option is especially useful for artists working with perspective, 3D scenes, Islamic patterns, or carpet designs. In the main menu, we also have an option called Selection. For example, if I create a design and want to cut part of it, move it, or transfer it to another layer, I draw around the desired area to select it. If part of the design is left out, there are 2 options at the top: Add and Subtract. Since a portion is missing, I use the Add Plus option and draw around that area to include it in the selection. I can also use the Nudge option to move the selected area, for example, to the right. After selecting the design, if I want to cut it or move it, I go to the main menu and choose Transform. Here, I can easily separate the design or reposition it. There are also several options at the top that allow us to flip the design horizontally or vertically, invert it, stretch it, or skew it at different angles. I tap Back and move on to the next option called Draw Styles, which includes shapes like squares, circles, and straight lines that you can use whenever needed. One common problem artists face is shaky lines caused by hand movement. This app offers two solutions for that. The first is Predictive Stroke. When selected, a panel appears with a level option. You can choose how much smoothing you want. Level 3 is the most natural setting, but higher levels may prevent you from drawing fine details or intentional rough lines. The next option is Steady Stroke, which works similarly but with a slight delay. In this mode, you can see the line being drawn a few millimeters behind the tip of your stylus. There are two more options. One is Text, which lets you type and place text anywhere you want. The other is Time-Lapse, which records your entire drawing process and exports it as a fast-forwarded video, turning a 2-hour painting into a video just a few minutes long. The next option is Perspective. This tool creates perspective guides and offers 1-point, 2-point, and 3-point perspective options. After choosing your desired model, go to the toolbar and enable or disable the magnet icon. When the magnet is active, your strokes automatically snap to the perspective guides, meaning you can't draw free or curved lines. When the magnet is turned off, you can draw freely anywhere on the canvas. Artists who work with perspective know that this magnet feature makes it much easier and more accurate to draw lines towards vanishing points. You can also adjust the perspective guides by increasing or decreasing their number and changing their opacity to make them lighter or darker. Next, in the main toolbar, we move on to the Brushes and Tools section. These tools are divided into several categories, and it's best to try them one by one to get familiar with them. In general, they include watercolor brushes, erasers, ink brushes, airbrushes, smudge tools, and various textures. For example, I'll choose 2 tools and demonstrate how they work. One of my favorite tools is the airbrush. After selecting the brush, I adjust its size and lower the opacity to make it lighter. All tools have 2 settings, Basic and Advanced. In basic settings, you can only change size and opacity, but in advanced settings, you can fine-tune many more details. This tool is especially useful for effects like mist, shading, blush, or drawing clouds due to its texture. Another very commonly used tool is the smudge pen, which is perfect for blending and fading. It's used almost everywhere and at nearly every stage of a painting. After selecting a brush, I tap the color palette at the bottom left. This opens a panel with a color wheel. By moving the small circle anywhere on the wheel, you can choose your desired color. Above the wheel, there's a color preview showing the currently active color. Below it, there are 3 sliders for adjusting hue, saturation, and brightness. As shown in the video, this section also includes pre-made color palettes for different color tonalities. We next go to the following icon. Here, you can refine color ranges using 3 sliders, and the app also displays the color code for every color you select. You can save these codes and reuse the exact same colors later. We return to the main menu and open the Layers panel. There's a plus icon that allows you to add as many new layers as you want. You can draw on each layer separately. For example, I draw some lines on a new layer, then move them to the layer below. I can erase parts of the top layer without affecting the others. You can hide or show layers using the eye icon, adjust their opacity, rearrange them, or lock them. At this point, you're fully familiar with the software interface. As you can see, working with this app is very simple. I'll be posting many drawing tutorials using this software. If you're interested, feel free to follow my page. I'll also be posting acrylic painting tutorials, so if that interests you, please subscribe. Finally, when your drawing is finished and you want to save it or export it for a client, go to the main menu and tap the first option. If it's just for yourself, simply tap Save and then Save Current Sketch. But if a client needs multiple file formats like PNG, just tap Export and choose any format you want.